Hello children, I am Prasanna. Welcome to my channel Mathematics by Prasanna Laxmi. Here in this video, I am going to explain what is compound interest. Okay, in class 7 and you will be having simple interest, right? And the formula for computing simple interest and amount. Yes, you learn that simple interest is nothing but P into T into R by 100, right? Here, P is the principal and T is the time period, R is the rate of interest, right? And how to find the amount here? Amount is nothing but principal plus interest. So now in this video, we will discuss the concept of compound interest and the method of calculating the compound interest and the amount at the end of certain specified period. So suppose we shall also study about the population growth and the depreciation of the value of movable and immovable assets. So here P is what? Principal, right? In rupees P. R be the interest per annum and T be the time period in years, right? And you know simple interest is nothing but the product of P into T into R by 100. For example, how to find the simple interest? I will show with one example. Suppose if P is rupees 5,000 and rate of interest is 10%. Okay, and what is the simple interest for 1 year? How to find for 1 year? Like we use this formula, P into T is 1 and R is 10 by 100. So when I cancel this, you will get 50 into 10, that is rupees 500. Here simple interest for 1 year you got 500. Now we will find the simple interest for the second year. So how to take here? 5,000 into time period is 2 years and rate of interest is 10 by 100. When we cancel here, how much children? 52 is 100. 100 into 10, that is rupees 1000. Now suppose simple interest for third year. Here 5,000 into time period is 3 years into 10 by 100. So when I cancel here, how much? 5 is a 15. So 150 into 10, that gives you 1500. So on we calculate. For the example, fourth year we will take time period as 4. For fifth year we will take the time period as 5. Okay. So like this computing simple interest, the principal remains constant throughout. If you observe, P is same for all the 3 years. If you calculate for 10th year also, the principal remains same, right? But this method of computing interest is generally not used in banks and insurance companies, okay, and post office. So this method is not used. Okay, and other money lending and deposit taking companies, they will not use this method, means principal will be not the same. So the corporations, they use a different method of computing interest. So in this method, the borrower and the lender agree to fix up a certain time interval, say a year, half year or quarter. Means quarter means what? 1/4 of 12. How much here? 1/4 of 12, that is 3 months. Okay, like for the computation of interest and the amount. So at the end of the first interval, the interest is computed and is added to the original principal, right? And thus amount so obtained is taken as the principal for the second year. Okay. Next, like this the process goes on. The amount of principal at the end of second interval is taken as the principal of the third interval of time, so on, right? So here the difference between the amount and the money borrowed, that is the original principal, is computed, then it is called the compound interest and it is abbreviated as CI for that period. Okay, now how to define a compound interest? Coming to definition children, if the borrower and the lender agree to fix up a certain interval of time, like half year, a year or a quarter of a year, etc. So that the amount, here amount is nothing but the principal plus right? At the end of an interval becomes the principal for the next interval. Then the total interest over all the intervals calculated in this way is called the compound interest, and you know compound interest is abbreviated as CI. Right? Like simple interest is abbreviated as SI. So compound interest is abbreviated as CI. So clearly compound interest at the end of a certain specified period is equal to the difference between the amount at the end of the period and the original principal. That is amount minus principal. Okay children. Now coming to next, I'll show this, I'll give an example based on this children. So next is conversion period. So what is this? The fixed interval of time at the end of which the interest is calculated and added to the principal at the beginning of interval is called the conversion period. So in other words, the period at the end of which the interest is compounded. You can say clearly the period at the end of which the interest is compounded is called conversion period. Right? Suppose when the interest is calculated and added to the principal for every 6 months, example, then this is the conversion period is 6 months. Similarly, the conversion period is 3 months when the interest is calculated for quarterly. Right? So, if no conversion period is specified, the conversion period is taken to be 1 year. That is very important. In the sums also, you should be clearly understood about the conversion period. Now we will solve an example based on compound interest children. Here is the question. Find the compound interest on ₹1000 for 2 years at 4% per annum. Here what is the principal here? Principal is nothing but ₹1000 and rate of interest is 4% and time period is 2 years and we need to find here compound interest. So first we will find out interest for the first year. Means you know interest formula P into T into R by 100. Okay. So here P is 1000 and what is T here? 1 year and you are calculating interest for first year. R is 4 by 100, that is you will get 4 tens of 40 rupees as interest, right? Now what is the amount now? Amount at the end of first year. So amount is nothing but principal plus interest, right? P plus I. So what is the principal? 1000 rupees plus interest you got 40, that is you will get 1040 rupees. Right? Actually in the simple interest the principal will not change, but in the compound interest now you need to take 1040 as a principal for the second year. Okay children, now we will find out interest for second year. That is, you should not take 1000 as a principal children. Now the new amount what we got at the end of first year, that is the principal for the second year. That is 1040 into again time period for 1 year and rate of interest is 4 by 100. Okay children, here 2s are 5s are. Okay, now when we multiply this and divide by 5, you will get 41 rupees 60 paise. Now tell me here what is the principal for the second year now? Principal we have taken as 1040. Okay, this is called the principal. This is called principal for second year. This is nothing but 1040 rupees. Okay, now we will find the amount at the end of second year. What is this amount here? Principal plus interest. So principal is 1040 plus interest you got 41.60. So when we add that two, you will get 1081.60. Okay. Now we got the amount at the end of second year by using compound interest as 1081.60. Now what they are asking you to find the compound interest. Compound interest is nothing but amount minus principal, A minus P, you know. So what is the amount you got finally here? 1081.60. And what is the principal you are going to take here? The first principal. So when you do subtraction, you will get 81.60. So this is the compound interest at the end of second year, 2 years. Now computation of compound interest by using formulae. Here we can use formula for the compound interest Y. Here just now we have discussed one example on the compound interest base, right? So as you have seen that the method of computing compound interest was very lengthy and the cumbersome, right? Especially when the period of time is very large. So in this video we shall discuss how to obtain the formula for the computation of compound interest by using the method discussed like in the previous example. Okay, and using this formula the computation of compound interest becomes very easy. Suppose let P be the principal and the R is the rate of percent, or percent is rate of interest. And if the interest is compounded annually, then the amount A is amount and CI is what? Compound interest. And at the end of n years are given by using the formula A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power of n. Here A is the amount, P is the principal, R is the rate of interest and n is the number of years. And the compound interest is calculated as A minus P. Or you can use like this also. A is what here? A is nothing but P into 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power of n minus P. When I take P common from both, you will get 1 plus R by 100 whole power of n minus 1. This formula you can use for the compound interest. Sometimes in sums you will get a rate of interest for the different years, different rate of percent you will be having children. So in that particular case we can use a formula like let P be the principal, right? And R1 percent is the rate of interest for the first year. Okay, then R2% is rate of interest for the second year. Suppose R3% is the rate of interest for the third year. So on. Okay, and in the last Rn percent, like Rn percent for the nth year. So then the amount A and the compound interest at the end of n years is given as A is equal to P into 1 plus R1 by 100 into 1 plus R2 by 100 into 1 plus R3 by 100 into so on up to 1 plus Rn by 100, right? And in this compound interest is like A minus P only. Okay, for amount at the end of n years is nothing but P into 1 plus R by 100 plus into 1 plus R2 by 100 into 1 plus R3 by 100 so on up to 1 plus Rn by 100. Suppose let the P be the principal, okay, and at the rate of percent R percent per annum. So if the interest is compounded annually but time is fraction, for a year suppose 5.5 years if the time period is given, then amount, how to write the amount? Here the time period is given fraction children. So how to find here? 5 is the whole part and 1 by 4 is the fraction part. So you need to write like A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power of 5. 5 is the whole part. So 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power of 5 into 1 plus R by 4. Here y by 4. Here this is here the fraction part is 1 by 4. So 1 plus R by 4 by 100. This is how you have to find when the time period is given in fraction. One is for whole part and one another for fractional part. And the compound interest is given as usually like a minus